Welcome to the AP Euro podcast number 2. My name is Grace.
My name's Sophia.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Jacob.
I'm Pranav.
I'm Victor.
I'm Anaya.
I'm Bria.
I'm Avi.
I'm Sabrina.
I'm Danny.
I'm Bria.
I'm Jacob.
And today we will be doing our Reformation dinner party debate. So we have a board that has all the names up on it, and mine's currently up there. So I started with Henry VIII at the top of the table because I believed he would get mad if he wasn't at the front of the table. And I had him next to Frederick of Saxony because I couldn't really find anything that was like bad blood between him. My biggest goal with Henry VIII was separating him from Thomas More because he murdered Thomas More, and I figured they probably wouldn't want to sit next to each other at the dinner table. On the other side of Henry VIII, I have Charles the Fifth because is he the fifth? Okay, Charles V, because he and Henry were allies against the French and the Scots, and also Henry's daughter, Mary, was Charles's cousin, so I thought they would be able to have a nice discussion about why they don't like the French and also catch up on their family information. And then next to Frederick of Saxony, I have Martin Luther, who on the other side of Martin Luther is John Calvin. And Martin Luther was also a hard person to place because a lot of people just didn't really like him. And but I have him next to Frederick of Saxony because Frederick kind of defended him against the Pope when Martin Luther was like condemned during the worms thing. What was that called?
Diet of Worms.
Diet of Worms. And Frederick kind of protected him, but it wasn't really necessarily out of like because he believed Protestantism. It was more just he believed Martin Luther should get an equal chance. And then John Calvin, just because I figured that was the least likely to have a fight option.
Like problematic.
First off, I would like to say I would not see Henry next to Charles because Henry wanted to divorce Charles' aunt, and that caused a lot of bad blood.
But in defense of my seating choice, I would like to say I knew about that, but I kept them together because there were just a lot of people who didn't like Henry.
Then like John Calvin, like he supports predestination, and Martin Luther doesn't. So
Yes.
But John Calvin was like a peaceful guy, so he wouldn't.
I don't think he
issue
would like
with
throw
that.
food at him.
He was also like
They would
inspired.
argue.
And you
Okay.
can't put them next to a girl.
I feel like for a dinner party, maybe like if they had a prolonged conversation.
Okay, you can't have a boring dinner party though. You have to be a little bit beef.
There's supposed to be no drama.
No beef. It's supposed to be all
No beef. Peaceful and boring.
Okay.
Who'd you put in the dark blue at the bottom? I can't read it.
Clement the Seventh, the Pope.
Okay,
I've
for
never
the
heard of
head at my table, I put Pope Leo.
Yeah, I put Pope Leo.
Because they were
Because
the
like
yeah,
biggest,
Yeah.
biggest figures.
Wait, who'd you put at your other head?
Henry.
I put
Yeah.
Martin Luther.
I put Martin Luther
I
on
put
mine.
Pope Leo and then Martin Luther at the two heads.
Yeah.
So did most people have Martin Luther as the head
Yeah.
of the
I
other
Yeah.
felt like Henry would feel some type of way because he's
Right.
like
He gotta
king.
have at least one.
That's what
side
I
of
was
the table.
saying.
I don't know,
I
I just
kinda
tried to
know.
separate him from everyone.
Luther?
No, King Henry.
Fair.
'Cause he was beefing with everyone.
Yeah, because then I didn't want to put him next to two people.
See.
I put King Henry next to Thomas More and Zwingli.
He
but
killed Thomas More.
Okay,
Thomas
but
More's
here's
last words were like, "I died a good servant to the king, but also
Right.
to
That's
God."
because he was
so
loyal to the monarchy, not to Henry.
to the
You
king.
would.
The king is like an institution more than like, you know, an individual
The
person.
king's also the king.
Thomas?
No,
Yeah,
but
but
he
yeah,
But
meant
he
it
was
more
like,
as-
he
The
didn't
king is
say
the title.
King Henry, he just said the king.
That's
Well,
the title.
that's what everyone says when you say the queen. You're thinking like Elizabeth II or whatever. So it's like the same
That's true.
thing, no?
And Thomas was also Henry's royal advisor.
Exactly.
And he was also said to have missed him after his execution.
Mhm.
But also
Exactly.
Well, that makes it better.
But it's a dinner party, so they can like put
Agreed.
aside their like
Did
differences.
Thomas
because
miss him? Thomas was beheaded by
No.
him.
yeah,
Well, that's probably after.
I think
But
he was
Henry
separated.
missed Thomas.
Thomas wrote Utopia, and he wanted like a perfect life. So I think they can put their differences aside at dinner.
Yeah, that's
It's
what I.
like
That's what I
Utopia.
put too.
I
Sabrina.
think Thomas More's a suck up, and he's be like, "Yes, king."
Period.
Okay, Sabrina.
Thomas More disagreed with something Henry said, and then Henry was like, "I'm just gonna kill you." So like, I
Exactly.
just don't think they're gonna be
I
able
think
to
he's
I
have
just
like
personally
a
would
dinner.
not want to see someone who executed me at
No.
a dinner party.
Well, maybe he missed him.
No.
No.
I
He
really
killed
doubt
him.
that. I
It
disagree.
said that he did though. It
I
said
feel
that
like
the
if-
king missed him. No,
But did Thomas
But-
More miss Henry?
Thomas
Thomas
didn't
was
like the
bad,
separation.
but
King
he
did,
also
so,
said that
He
one
was-
line.
Yeah, he's still
and
his royal
meant the
advisor.
king.
So,
Yeah, but
yeah.
they still have beef.
But either
Yeah,
way-
I mean,
Gotta
I
separate
think
them.
they should still be placed as far away as possible.
Yeah.
'cause
I don't
like-
think.
If
I
there's
don't
any
know.
option,
Yes.
move them.
Not far away, but like
I
next to me is
guess.
crazy.
Put them by the
I think
Pope.
it's like how like sometimes people who like murderers have like regret for murdering people. I feel like it's kind of like that.
No, like
exactly.
post-mortem regret.
No.
Yeah,
Actually, no.
I
But let's,
agree.
guys, we're talking about Henry. Let's take Thomas More's opinions into check here. He
Utopia.
denounced Henry as the head of the English church. He still was Catholic and all that stuff.
So,
I personally don't think he would want to sit next to Henry because Henry dissed on the Catholic religion and also sent him to die. Personally, those are reasons for me why I would not want to sit next to someone at a dinner party I was supposed to enjoy.
I agree, and I think they should be put next to Leo.
Both like on
Ew.
either side of Leo.
One of
I
the
don't think
sides.
King Henry would like
Yeah, I
being
don't
with the
think-
Pope,
I put
Yeah.
judging by how
No,
he's
not
said.
King Henry.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
separated
Thomas-
from
oh,
us.
okay.
Because they have similar like Catholic
Yeah.
beliefs.
wait,
I had-
Thomas More and who?
Okay, but
Leo X.
I had I had Thomas next to Clement because that was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Pope that he stuck
I
by
also
like
had
during
They're
that.
that
also
time.
related, so.
Yeah,
But
like
also
Clement
it's
was the
just-
Pope during when Henry like denounced that, and then I had
Oh yeah.
Clement
I have
and
a
Leo
good
next to each
saying,
other
though.
because they're cousins.
So I put
So-
Pope Leo at the head of the table. Then I put Thomas More and Charles V to both of his sides.
And I agree on that one.
Him and then
Yeah.
Let's move, guys. There we go.
You can keep talking. You don't have to watch me.
Well, we're waiting. Okay. This guy. So, where did we place Frederick of Saxony then?
He definitely needs
I
to
would
be
like
King
to
Henry.
have-
Put him
Martin
Martin
Luther.
Luther.
Martin
Put him
Luther.
On his
Martin
left.
Luther.
On
I
his
had him
left.
next to Martin Luther too.
Well, I think.
But I feel like he'd be
messed up
being
with
placed
it.
better in a different position because he's like a mediator.
Yeah, I put him at the head.
That's what
That's
Because he's like
why.
both.
Martin Luther. 'cause
So I put him between
Martin
Moore
Luther.
and Zwing Lee.
Okay.
Because I feel like he'd like mediate any conflicts. He's like Catholic,
But also
so like he like I don't know, like sympathize with the Protestants, I
Yeah.
guess.
That's why I put Luther and then Frederick at the head and then Clement under, like at the other side.
Okay, but that could still cause a little bit of beef though.
no, because he's
Because
like
it
a
doesn't
mediator.
necessarily mean he's gonna mediate.
I'm not saying
He
that,
could
but like
just sit
he's
back
on,
and They're the
least
he's on
likely-
both
he's the most
sides.
likely
kind
to
of.
be.
Like,
Yeah,
he
I'm most
emphasizes
likely
both.
to.
Yeah. I just had him next to Martin Luther because I feel like everyone else.
I feel like everyone did
didn't
have
really
him.
like Martin Luther.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Oh.
And like Frederick was the only one who kind of defended him. So.
Interesting.
Like he supported his ideas.
Yeah.
He needed to be between like the Catholics and the Protestants.
Yeah.
That's like what I thought.
Yeah.
Don't put Zwingli next to Martin. They have beef with each
Yeah,
other.
they
I
can't
know,
be
it's
next
They
to
just
don't
like
see-
the
they
least
don't
of the
see eye to
beef.
eye.
I didn't have him originally next to them, but yeah, because
He
he
got
kind of
beef
called him
with
like an
everyone.
abomination and stuff. So.
But
Who did I put him next to?
Mm.
Come on. Damn.
I kind of put all like the reformers similar next to each other.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
although they might not agree on like everything, they can all agree that like the church was pretty corrupt,
Yeah.
and like I feel like they would be able to work out some differences.
Yeah, I had this guy next to Loyola. I had them sitting next to each
I
other.
put
Wait, I
We're
think
all
across from
Catholic.
each other.
But they were both like about reform.
I put them
across
from
each other.
I feel like Martin Luther and the rest of them would like respect him, even though like he went back to church, because like he at least like pointed out what the corruption was.
You think Martin Luther would respect them?
Like not like as like what for his beliefs, but just like hey, he's also a reformer. He like stood up to the church, even though he went back to them eventually.
I think he did kind of call half of these guys like abominations to the
Yeah.
church. So
Yeah.
there's
Okay.
that.
So where did y'all put what's his face? Zine, whatever it is.
Zwingli.
That.
I
Where
put
did
him.
y'all
put him next to King
Like
Henry.
who did y'all put
And
him
Calvin.
next?
I put him
I
next
put
to
him next to
Henry and then
Henry.
John Calvin.
I put
Because-
next to
Yeah,
John
that's what I
Calvin.
did.
Yeah, that's what I
I
did.
think we should.
The
Put
things
him
are, he was the
next.
last person I did, so I kind of like jamming it.
So
Yeah,
were
it
we
seemed
putting
like they
next
would
to
probably get
Henry and
John
John
Calvin.
Calvin.
But then we can't put like any Protestants next to Thomas because he like killed a bunch of.
And you can
Well,
put
he's next
Protestants
to
next
Leo,
those.
right?
Oh,
Thomas like
I put
burned,
Frederick of Saxony next to Thomas.
Yeah.
Well, Thomas is
Me
Catholic.
too.
and he burned a lot of people. Like he would kill a lot of Protestants.
Yeah, so like I think he's fine. I just thought he should be next to Clement because that was the pope that he like stuck by when Henry was
Who?
like, I'm
Who should be next to Clement?
Thomas.
Oh, Thomas.
Oh.
Because he refused to like denounce Clement and say Henry was the head of England. He like stuck by like the Catholic people. So that's why I said that. It's gonna move, guys. there we go. Okay.
So those are like our for sure heads, sorry.
I think
Yeah, I think it should
Yeah.
stay.
I feel like
Yeah.
I
I think
thought
Henry
you'd have
should
a pope
definitely
as
be
the
there.
head.
Okay,
though.
I think that you should put Frederick of Saxony like by Henry because they both like shared the same goal.
yeah,
And then also Frederick protected Martin Luther, so probably put him
that's what
by
I.
that.
So
Yeah,
did
Frederick
Charles, though.
definitely needs to be
Do you wanna
by
grab the
Martin
pen?
Luther.
Charles saved Luther.
That's so smart. I know. I just said that. Okay, hold on. So who are we moving? Are we moving Thomas or
Yes.
Thomas here?
Yes.
Or I thought we were moving Martin Luther.
Yeah, move
I thought
Martin.
we let's move. Martin
Okay.
Luther there. This is.
So where did y'all put Clement? Because I put him next to the Pope.
I put him next
Yeah.
to
Also
Frederick.
put next to
I put him between Charles and Loyola.
I wouldn't put him next to Charles because they got into a war.
Yeah, I
Oh,
put
they
him
did?
So it'd be
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of weird.
Charles put him to like jail.
Yeah. Once I wrote it.
But they got mixed feelings, so.
Wait, who put Charles?
Well,
next
that's
to?
at the end.
Because it said they got into like some. It's
Wait,
like
who
about the
are-
I
legal
put him next to
progress.
the Anagas guy.
Clement and Charles.
Clementine.
Yeah, they definitely should not be sitting next to each other. In my
Oh, I put. Wait, Clement and Charles should not sit next.
Because Charles put Clement in like
Yeah.
imprisonment.
Okay, wait, but I can
wait, what
explain
is
that.
it
I can
exactly?
explain why I put
But like
them
you
together.
put me in prison, I'm gonna feel some type of way.
I can explain
That's
why I
why
put them
I
next
put them
to
next
each
to
other.
each
I
other.
can do it.
It's okay.
Even though they're a
Yeah.
little bit of family,
Right?
aren't they?
I mean, everyone's like.
So
family.
Martin
Kinda
Luther's there.
related.
We
Okay.
should put next to Martin Luther.
So I ended up putting Charles and Clement next to each other
That no.
in the long run.
I-
Really, we can't.
Because
No.
Charles got beef with like everybody.
But Charles put him in prison.
But they have like direct conflict, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, but they had.
It's conflict.
I had Charles and Leo next to each other because they were more aligned.
Yes, I had
Me too.
Charles,
Yeah.
Leo, then Clement to like.
Yeah, that's what
To
I had.
mediate
I had
them
Charles,
too.
Leo, because Clement and
Okay, but they have a lot that they could talk about together. Maybe they could like put that aside.
Who? Charles?
I don't think they're gonna
I
put
don't
a
think they're
war
gonna put
aside.
like a whole war.
Yeah.
He's in jail and he like lost all his decisions.
Yeah, they can like just throw it out the window.
Yeah, I think
Defenestrator.
Clement and Leo should definitely be next to each other because like Leo like kind of made Clement like a nepo baby.
They're
by,
also
like,
cousins.
Yeah, they're cousins.
So-
So like he gave him like a archbishop thing in Italy, which like helped Clement become the pope. So I think that's honestly probably the least like problematic match.
Yeah.
So they should definitely be like next to each other.
Wait, so who do you place next to Martin Luther?
Yeah.
Next to Martin Luther, I had Frederick and John Calvin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same.
Okay, so
So did John Calvin.
But then I wouldn't put Calvin next to a pope.
no, I wouldn't either.
So I feel like there's a yeah.
I low-key put Martin Luther next to King Henry.
I did too. I did too.
Because Henry
Oh
started
my God.
becoming more Protestant by like the time he died. So,
Yeah,
you know,
I
but
figured
the-
he changed. He was
No, but the thing
super
about the
Protestant.
Anglican Church, it was basically the Catholic
Yeah,
Church.
no, but, like-
there was just a king instead of a
Yeah.
pope.
He started making more reforms like after.
But he
But
was
how-
less
how-
Catholic.
how
He was more
reformed
Protestant.
were they?
He was
Other
about
than-
reforms. He just wanted the divorce. He wasn't like righteous or anything.
Yeah.
Like, eventually
Henry wouldn't pick it before.
He wasn't really like, oh, simony
Yeah.
sucks. He's just like, I want a
Okay,
child.
maybe we should put Loyola next to Moore.
Okay.
I put that.
I put that. Yeah. Because
They're both Catholic, right?
their
Yes.
their contributions to the Reformation
That makes
were pretty
sense.
similar.
So we're just
Yeah,
gonna
I
put
had
Charles
that
there
next.
then? Is that where you're at?
I think we
Okay.
still need to move Calvin and Pope Clement
Yeah.
away
Yeah.
from each other.
Okay.
I think part of it's because the head of the tables are so like, or at least Leo
They're
is so
really
like,
polar.
I think
and
we should-
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, why can't we put Calvin and what did they do?
because Calvin's a Protestant,
Yeah,
Clement's a
he's-
pope.
Okay, but that could cause for like them to talk it out.
Reconciliation.
No!
That's what you're saying. This is a fun dinner party, guys.
They didn't
not
talk
a-
it out,
it's
they
not
did
boring.
war.
Like they could talk about their differences and get an understanding of.
They didn't
Y'all
talk
just
about their
separate.
differences.
Are
They
you
just
trying to
did
justify
war.
why
Everybody's
you put
gonna
them
be like,
together?
I'm gonna
I
that
don't-
dinner table is hands on. Like
They're
they're
like
they're
eyes
fighting.
on each other or something.
I feel like
They're
they
like
throw the
fighting.
turkey in the middle of the table like at each other.
Yeah, and then John Calvin's gonna be the turkey. Okay.
I think Frederick of Saxony needs to like mediate between the Pope and someone else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you can also do that with
Okay, so what
Zwingli.
was
Yeah,
it?
I
Charles
had a
is
meeting
beef with
between
So, like, I
Luther and the
put-
king.
I put wait, maybe no. John Calvin can between like Zwingli and Luther. So I put John Calvin in the middle of them.
in between Luther
Yo,
and
there's like no
Zwingli.
place to put Charles. He has beef with everybody.
Charles has beef with everyone, and Henry has beef with
Yeah.
everyone, and so does Martin Luther.
That's why I did like
That's
I,
because he talks
I
too
put
much.
Charles
He's
in a
a
corner.
that's why I did like a Protestant side and then a Catholic
Catholic
side, and then
side,
just put like
yeah.
Moore and Frederick at the head because I feel like they can mediate.
Wait, so you want who to mediate?
Like Moore and then Frederick.
Okay,
More
Moore
than
Why would
jumping
Moore-
across
Moore
the
was like,
Would he?
he
I don't-
killed Protestants, so it's like he's not
Yeah.
really a peace.
He's not a
guy.
mediator.
Well,
He's
things
not
are
a-
things are I put Moore at the head, and then I put Henry, and then I put Ignatius. I don't know why I put Ignatius there, but Henry, I mean,
Because he was kind of chill.
yeah. I
He
don't
just
know.
did his thing.
I don't know. All I know is that he got beef with everybody. He just don't need to.
Well, I mean, everyone had beef with everyone, so.
Honestly,
I know.
yeah, this is a hard table.
I don't know why you would ever get these people together, but
Okay, so where? Cause I put Charles next to Clement, and well, he was in between Loyola and Clement.
But Clement and Charles can't be.
Yeah, Clement and Charles can't be next to
That's
each
just
other.
not it.
That's why Martin Luther has to be
Honestly,
the
you
top
just gotta
of the
throw him in there somewhere and hope he don't start no argument.
He doesn't have to be the top head.
Who?
It's just like if you put Leo and Henry, it's just like showing both sides, like Catholic and Protestant. Because if you put one Catholic and not a Protestant, it's gonna make the Protestants feel some type of way.
I just think Henry would have opinions if he wasn't at the head of the table.
Yes.
I feel like all of them
Yeah,
would be
you-
mad
All
for
of them would be
that.
mad.
Yeah, they'd
But
all
I feel
be
like
at the
Henry
top.
especially, like he was like kind of clinically insane by the end of his life.
That's true.
Which is when I'm assuming he would be at this
Okay,
point.
so
Very
That is-
paranoid.
this is like,
I
what
thought
stage of
putting-
life are we
That's
deciding
what I
on?
was wondering too.
'Cause,
Because like Martin Luther was pretty reasonable up until like his final years, and then he
Exactly.
started like condemning everyone. So
Yeah.
He started tripping.
yeah, one of them's dead. So.
All of them are
All of
dead.
Oh, okay.
Alive
Okay.
at the same time. Backtrack. We can erase that part.
Can we assume Martin Luther's in like reasonable years?
Huh?
Let's like pretend
Let's just
Martin
say
Hey, are we going with the
everybody's
peak?
reasonable
Like,
years.
Yeah, let's go he was like nice. Just like before he said kill all Jews like that.
Yeah.
We'll put Martin Luther.
Erase that part.
Okay, so where are we gonna put Charles? He's the last one. And there's
Charles
only
should go
one
in a
space
corner
left.
by
Can we just kick Charles out of the dinner?
the Pope.
He really shouldn't have came.
He'd probably wage war.
He's like the emperor.
Okay.
Whatever.
So who do we say that he definitely
Why
was,
can't
like,
we put him?
almost
Why can't we
certainly
put him
cannot
right
be
there?
Because he doesn't like those people. I don't think.
I put him next to Ignatius, but honestly, I don't really have
Yeah,
a
I
reason.
put him next to.
I just don't have a
put him
reason
next to-
why.
I
thought-
think I put them because they're both Catholic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
they're
like,
both Catholic.
that's like
That's
we
it.
could say about anyone though.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Wait, hold up. Ignatius did like Charles
They
because
can
he
find
was like
middle ground. He had the
Okay.
Jesuits.
He called him Ignatius called Charles like a true Christian prince because Charles like stepped down
Oh
from the
yeah,
farm.
yeah, I wrote that
Yeah,
down.
yeah,
That's
yeah. Like
facts.
he actually can sit next
But
to
I don't
Ignatius.
think
I
Charles
don't think
would
he can
like
sit next to
No,
Why
Ignatius.
don't
like,
we
no.
switch,
I
like,
put him. I
Frederick
put
and
Charles next to
Henry?
Leo because they're like cousins.
Okay,
I
but
put
I think
Charles.
he
Well, like
might
they were
be okay
allies
next
too.
to
Yeah, they were allies and they
So
were
I
like
thought he
cousins
would be
or
like okay next to Leo.
something. Yeah.
Ignatius was also part of the
Well,
Jesuits. And
That's
he,
why I
like,
think
got
the
along
heads of
with
the tables are the problem.
Yeah.
Because the heads of the tables make
So do
everything.
we want to move like
So
Leo here?
wait,
I think
we can't have Henry at the
Or
head.
Martin up.
You have to put like the
Yeah, Martin.
mediators kind of.
Exactly. That's
It's
what
like-
I said.
But I'm saying like Charles could also be by Luther because like he saved Luther's
No,
life
he
at a point in time.
condemned
You
Luther.
tried to
No,
kill
he
him.
said he saved
No,
him from
that was
That's
Zach.
being
Frederick.
executed.
That's Frederick.
That's
No,
Frederick.
That's Frederick.
But Martin's at the top.
Yeah, but I don't think we should have Henry. Because
No.
like,
I put Martin
wasn't he,
Luther.
if he's like
Yeah, I
insane,
had
like,
Martin
I
Luther.
Or Martin.
don't know.
I
think
figured
he
it was
did the
kind of
head.
symbolic too because they were both kind
And then,
of
like,
the star.
Martin Luther also like inspired a lot of the reformers.
Yeah.
Like even if they didn't agree on everything, he still inspired.
Yeah.
He was still like
Yeah.
beefing with like
Basic idea.
Calvin though, right?
No, not until like the end. He was like pretty like fine with Calvin for most of it. That's why I had them next to each other because I was
Oh.
assuming it was like not Martin
Yeah, I
Luther's
also had
final
them
years
next to
of
each
life.
other.
So
But
okay,
can we like move?
I think we
Yeah.
should move
Luther?
Leo over here.
Wait,
Over
what?
there.
I
No.
think
No,
next
no,
to
keep
Charles.
Leo.
I thought that's
Yeah.
what we were
I
doing.
Martin
think we should
Luther.
put
No.
Martin Luther ahead.
Put Martin Luther
Wait,
next to
there.
Charles.
Put-
No,
you're gonna
there.
put someone
Right
else.
there.
Who do you?
I think
But-
it should be
but-
Leo and
This?
Henry.
No, but Martin Luther.
See, it's not easy.
And then put Ulrich or whatever, Zwingli over there next to Martin.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what I did too. Because then after Zwingli, John Calvin took over that
I
one.
said Calvin was next to Luther, who was next to Zwingli. Wait.
I had Luther, Calvin, Zwingli.
Yeah.
Because Martin like openly like did not like this guy actually.
Yeah.
He was fine
Yeah.
with Calvin.
So I
For
think
the
we should
most part.
switch
Who
Calvin and
Calvin?
Zwingli.
Okay.
Okay, but Charles did save Luther from execution one time.
And I think
But then you
Well,
also
one
like
time, but like
put an
Frederick was the
imperial
guy
ban
who
on
like
it.
Okay,
kept
but
up with it.
It's
I
like
think
I
it's just
saved your
peaceful
life. Don't beef with
conversation.
me.
Like they would have light, peaceful conversation.
I think
I
I
don't
feel like
think
the only
so.
guy like
Definitely
Charles
they
would be
would
able to
talk
talk
about
about
it.
where they're at.
like where we're at, like where we're basing this off of.
We're like in multiple stages right now.
Yeah. So it's like, how should we fix this?
Should we just say like whenever
we
Like
go
one
over
initial
this
point of time.
No, we cannot do
Why? Why?
that. Because he didn't like Martin Luther.
Okay, but they're both.
Okay, but Charles can't
Protestant.
sit next to Loyola, so I think it's okay.
Charles can't sit next to
I think he's a yeah he can.
They can
Yeah,
agree.
he can.
They can
Oh.
agree that they
Please
dislike
say
the
count.
Catholic
No,
Church.
they can. Loyola liked Charles. They were fine. They're good.
It's Henry. He's the freaking issue, bro.
I'm still not getting a
Wait,
good.
Henry can't be next to the.
Oh, but he can't
Yeah.
be next to John
So-
Calvin.
That's why I put him at
Because
the head.
I
'Cause he
think-
was literally
I also
where he
have
sit the
Henry
Pope.
as
You
a-
can't even sit him on that side.
Yeah.
No, but he's crazy. We can't put him at the head of a table.
I had him next to.
I feel like he's gonna feel some type of
Yeah,
way.
he's like
not
a power trip, bro.
Because he's a king.
Yeah.
But that's like all of them
That's all
though.
of
Dude,
them.
like
He's like-
They're all very
Dude,
important.
Charles was king of the Holy Roman Empire and Spain and
Charles
Austria
had
and
power.
To
Bohemia.
the left.
Charles
Like,
had
he-
power.
Right, so he's gonna be like, I deserve the head seat. You know?
Well, like that's just what I'm saying.
But
Like
they
all
all-
of them,
they all
all of them
agree
would
that
say
they deserve
that.
the head.
But he's
something.
the-
Come on.
No, the popes and then Charles and Henry all want the heads, basically, probably.
Did you scoot like Zindwili to the left and put Henry in the middle?
No, because Henry didn't like those guys.
No.
Okay.
I still think Leo shouldn't get the head.
Put Calvin next to Frederick. Just.
Okay. So I
Like,
had
switch these?
Henry next to Frederick.
I mean, you can put Charles somewhere else, but Calvin can be with Frederick.
I had
So Zwingli and Henry didn't like
Yeah, I
each
put
other?
Calvin and Frederick next to each other.
I put Henry and Frederick next. No, I didn't.
How friendly
Yeah, I
were Henry
did.
and Charles? Like, how friendly were Henry and Charles? Like, if we're like assuming at like the best times.
Henry and Charles, they were like military alliance. They had an alliance against France because
So,
everyone
So
hated
pretty
France.
friendly.
So like,
I mean, pretty friendly. I don't know. I don't know about pretty friendly.
They were
Pretty friendly.
so like,
But, like-
how about we scoot like Zindwili and put Calvin back down where he was, and then Frederick can be like a mediator.
That's what I'm saying. Frederick needs to be a
And then
mediator.
Martin between Martin Luther and John Calvin at the bottom, Frederick can like scoot Zindwili to the left, and then put Calvin down.
Hey. Why do you say that?
What? And then put Frederick down. And then Charles and Henry.
Yeah. But Henry didn't like Martin Luther.
But like,
big
I
deal.
said
I
they
like-
low-key
No,
friends. They're
No.
low-key-
They bonded over
What
their
if we
dislike
s-
for the Catholic Church.
Yeah, I'm
is what
just-
I
Okay,
wrote.
Henry
I
kinda
didn't
said that for
dislike the
Zwingli,
Catholic
though.
Church though. He just thought he
Henry and Martin
Yeah.
he did in
Like,
that moment.
both
He did in that
popes.
time. He
They
wanted to
both
leave.
don't like the
We're
Pope, so
assuming,
they
like, the
just
best
talk about the
possible
Pope.
Yeah, they're gonna talk about the Pope.
Like, they
Which-
like
which-
deal.
Henry like openly like hated this guy.
Did
Eventually.
He hates everyone.
Eventually,
Deal.
not at first.
Yeah. Well, it's like between the
How
years
long
in
is
which he,
this
like, hated
dinner?
the
Like,
Pope
how
and
much
hated
do you
Martin
think they're
Luther.
gonna get into?
I think a regular dinner party is like 2 to 3 hours. That is
2 to 3 hours.
What dinner parties are you guys going to?
I don't go to
They
dinner
have really long
parties.
dinner.
I
I think
30
it's like
minutes
the
to
most
leave, that's
peaceful
it.
dinner we can
30
get out of
minutes.
this.
Yeah.
I
Oh
think we
no,
should
they're
put
like
these
rich.
in.
This could be like a
This is like
20-course
old
banquet.
times. Old times. They have like different
The
courses.
tables are really big.
Wait, switch
Yeah.
more. Switch more with Loyola. Like, switch them.
I think
Why?
more has to
Why?
say.
I guess.
I think
No,
Why?
why would you put
Warren-
more?
Because
Wait, that doesn't change
because
anything.
More is I
Charles,
forgot.
No,
He's Catholic.
Loyola
He's
and
Catholic.
Charles like love each other.
Yeah.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, they're besties.
I mean, as long as they're on the like same side, I guess.
I think we should flip Martin Luther and Frederick.
switch
Oh,
that.
works.
could work.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. Oh wait.
Isn't
this might be
Clement?
really good.
Clement-
No one's
Well,
gonna
he's
get
gonna sit with
along
John
with
Calvin.
Henry. And then
Yeah.
Zwingli's
I thought
That's
like he
nation.
was fine with
He
Calvin.
was
for
fine
most
with
of his
everyone
life.
until like the end.
Yeah.
So we'll
he
just ignore
really
that.
didn't like this guy, but he really didn't like Henry VIII. Like,
And
they had
honestly,
like not.
I don't think if they got into an argument, it'd be a big one because they could honestly share their viewpoints on their different
Yeah.
ideals.
No, that'd be like
That's
beefing
what
over
I've been
ideals.
saying. I
think they
I
could bond
agree.
over how they don't like the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Maybe
could
a
be
little
okay.
bit. I feel like they do that at first and then
Well,
they
especially-
Okay,
yeah.
I should feel like oh my god, I feel like we should stay what our table is now, so he knows.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
I
that's
said they were moderately likely to get along initially, but with potential
Moderately
disagreements. Plus, he literally
Okay.
inspired John Calvin.
Yeah.
Like, he'd be nothing without Martin.
It's like, you know, maybe Calvin would just like be quiet and let Martin
Like
Luther
respect
talk.
your mentor.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah, that's what I mean. Okay. So as of right now, we have on the left side at the head of the table is Leo the 10th.
Mhm.
Okay. Then we have to the left of Leo is Thomas More, then Loyola, then Charles V, then Henry VIII, then Frederick of Saxony, then Martin Luther, then John Calvin, then Zwingli, and Clement the Seventh.
Okay, so how are y'all feeling about this table?
I feel good.
I think
I
we're
feel good.
Moderate amount of murder, but it'll be fine.
No, I think they could work it out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just hope nobody jumps across tables.
Okay.
Yeah, the table's
Yeah.
really wide.
Or grabs the turkey. They can all share it if needed.
I like making the turkey on that.
I thought it was a nice detail.
Yeah. It's nice.
Okay.
Wait, so does everybody agree?
Everyone agrees?
I feel like it's a
Does
nice
anyone-
table. I
Yes.
feel like not
Does
much,
anyone have
though.
reasoning why this is correct? Because they need to talk.
We got a couple people actually.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, thank you. Do you agree?
I mean, I definitely agree because I also put Frederick at the head next to, but I put him next to Thomas More, and then on the other side he has John Calvin.
And why did you say that?
How would Zwingli agree with
Didn't like
Clement? though?
Frederick's
Actually, that's a
on
good
his
point.
deathbed?
I
Well,
feel like
he
they
was
would.
on-
Guys,
Why would you
we
say
gotta
that?
put
Oh
the
my
reformer next to
God.
each other. We can't have this.
Yeah,
Clementine and Zwingli?
that's like
Yeah,
my main
Clement-
problem.
Wait,
Like,
Clement and Zwingli?
What happened? What happened?
He's
So
a
there's a
Pope
Pope and
Catholic.
then
He's
it's
a
Zwingli.
reformer.
Yeah.
that's
How
like
I'm
Does that
telling
get
you,
out?
Zwingli was like, he was executed, so like, he could just get executed again.
They
Like,
all
he's,
died
he's
though.
kind of minor though, we don't really care about him that much.
they're like
he was
completely opposite.
peaceful and
No,
He
he
only had like
wasn't.
2
Enough.
slides on the Google presentation, while Martin and Calvin had more. So I think he's not as important.
I think that's the
Guys, if
Only
we want to
big
pull off a
problem.
successful dinner party, we have to value everyone's
Wait,
thoughts.
it's because the
None of these
Pope.
people are
Wait,
equal.
why? Wait, I'm confused. Is it because he's? Wait, who?
So he's a reformer,
Right.
as in he did not like the Catholic Church, and this guy
Yeah.
is a pope.
Okay, but
Catholic and Protestant.
on my table, I originally sat him next to a Pope.
What was your
That's not
what was your
Well,
reason
because
for?
it can emphasize the understanding, like the need for communication, and understanding. Like you can't.
This
There's
is
gonna be.
their
You have to realize. You have to.
They didn't
realize.
communicate in the 1500s. They went to war.
Okay,
Yeah,
but you
there's
have to
like
realize.
ladders or something.
This isn't like a therapy's dinner.
Yeah.
We're
Okay,
not,
but there's gonna be beef at this table anyway.
well,
Look
yeah,
at
but we're trying to
minimize
minimize
the
it, and that's pretty
What
major
if-
beef.
But
I feel like Martin Luther and Henry VIII is fine, and then move Frederick of Saxony down
Yeah.
to Clement.
Yeah, more fine.
Yeah.
Henry's fine.
they were both like significant. I feel like they have a lot they could talk about.
If you're Protestant,
You
you're
have
like
to take
fine.
that into account too.
Yeah.
Moving them back. Like you just want them to sit next to each other quiet because they have zero beef.
Just hope Henry talks to Charles,
But
you
wouldn't,
know?
wait, wouldn't Zwingli feel some type of way about Luther being at the head of the table?
no.
Yes!
No, he wouldn't.
He would feel some type of way.
No, he
because
wouldn't.
That's like
Suck it
his.
up.
Honestly,
That's
Henry,
his like biggest
Henry
enemy.
would feel some type of way, and he's at the side of the table.
Exactly,
so.
so that's what he should.
But like, it's because he's more important than you. That's why.
But I just think there would be some beef.
But Henry is a
Having
king,
Luther
though.
at
What's
top.
he
You
gonna
could
do?
shift
Well,
that.
they're far away.
I
They
feel
can
like
win
he's gonna
over,
beef
you
that
know?
he's not.
Still-
But how much
Yeah.
if everyone won over
Doesn't matter.
changing?
Because then
Yeah,
Henry
they're
did
seen
that.
away, they're not gonna beef. Let's
Oh,
like pretend
okay.
As long as they're like separated, they'll be
Okay,
fine.
but he's near the head of the table. I mean, he's still
That
has
would
some
actually like
authority.
make him more angry. He's like, I'm so close to the head of this table.
Number 2.
But he
he's
can
number
do
2.
it.
Okay,
He's
he's number
been
2,
like
but he
his
hit-
whole time.
He had personal beef with that number, so.
Okay, well, you have a little bit more beef. Let's go.
What are you talking about?
Y'all say you got beef with second seat, so
With
keep-
number 2?
Keep that seat.
Yeah.
It's fine, he's in like the middle, you know?
He's pretty close to the head.
Right there.
Which is why he'd be mad
wait,
because he's
Henry?
close but not
Yeah.
there.
But that he's also the
Yeah.
head too. Luther's the head and he's
Yeah,
the
he would be
Yeah,
really
you
mad that
understand
specifically
it's
Luther was on
fine.
the head of the
No, he'd be
table.
mad that Leo's the head.
Okay, we do realize that Martin Luther and Leo are kind of staring each other down this
No,
entire
but they're
But they're-
yeah,
but
they
they're
can
involved.
communicate.
Yeah.
They're not the
Okay, but
young-
they're
they're
so
far
far.
away.
It's really symbolic if you look
Oh,
at
yeah.
it.
It's like the farthest
Like they're like the
choice.
greatest enemies.
Yeah.
You can argue.
Okay, so how do
Luther
we
was like
feel
a
about
homeless
this
priest,
table?
bro. That's the Pope.
Is this table okay now?
I just don't agree with this Zwingli and Luther, but that's
I
fine.
don't think Luther and Henry would be able to.
That's what I'm saying. I don't
Yeah.
think
That's
they
why
would
I
get
think
along.
you would put more, because even though
No,
Henry
more-
killed
no,
him,
More
More-
killed a lot of.
but
More
they still
killed-
have the same beliefs. So.
Yeah,
No,
they were
but
still
he still
allies
killed
for such a
them.
long time.
But there'll
Just
be
because-
2
But
Catholics
Moore
at
hates
the top.
Luther too.
It'll be 2 Catholic
Did?
heads.
Yeah.
Luther killed
Luther-
them.
yeah.
Moore's the one that
Moore
killed all the
killed all the
Protestants.
Oh yeah, that's facts. That's
Which is a
facts.
Catholic.
More
What
killed
about
all the
Loyola?
Protestants. Loyola was Catholic.
You
think
think
he
he
could
But
get
he was a
along with the
reformer. What did he do?
Protestants?
I
He
had
said
2
next to a
Catholic heads
Catholic.
would make the Protestants feel some type of way.
But can you switch Henry and Loyola?
No, we can't
But then you'd have more.
Henry and
Oh.
Thomas sitting next to each other.
What if we switched Loyola and Frederick? Would that make sense?
Wait. But that's not the problem, right?
Yeah.
No, because I don't think this guy wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
Wingley.
I don't think so. Actually, never mind. I had them sitting next to each other. I go stand by that.
But I have Loyal, well, whatever, and
who are you gonna sit
Henry
Charles
VIII next to each other, because Henry was still like Catholic. He just wanted himself as like the ruler, and I feel like they would be okay.
Who'd you have Henry sitting next to?
Loyola.
Okay.
Wait, but how?
But I thought we said Charles can sit
Like
next
Frederick's
to
just there,
Frederick.
I think.
Because it's two
No,
Catholics.
Charles and Frederick were like okay.
Oh no.
Okay.
They didn't. Frederick like helped get Charles like.
But
his
then we
whole
still have
empire
Henry and
thing.
Martin Luther next to each
Yeah.
other. That was like the main problem.
I don't think Frederick and Moore would be right
What
next
if
to
we
each other,
moved
though.
Henry? No, never mind. Because then Charles would.
See,
be next
that's
to
why I
Luther.
put him at the head of the table. It's easier. Cause I can't see him not arguing.
I'd switch. I put Henry at the end and then shift everyone down one right.
Okay.
But then put Frederick. Or switch.
Frederick shouldn't be
Wait.
next to Moore.
No, so it'd be.
Would Loyola get along with Zwingli?
Probably not.
I just said
I
their
feel like
effort
Loyola
for
was a
reform
strong
would be better.
Jesuit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His, yeah, his
I really do feel like you
rooted
should like
in
switch
Catholics.
Frederick and Loyola back.
Switch Frederick. A lot of circles.
And like John Calvin, Martin Luther, they can just like agree to disagree maybe.
Yeah, I thought Calvin and Luther would be.
I feel like they're like not allies, but they could like find some
They just
common
say,
Yeah.
Well,
oh,
they look at everyone else at the dinner table and they're like,
I mean,
yeah, we're buddies.
they
Yeah,
were
exactly,
like-
exactly.
yeah.
Like I hate everyone else less than I hate you.
Yeah,
Or
like
more
they
than
were
I hate
fine
you.
Yeah.
for like most of their lives, so like they can hash it out
Yeah.
like 3 hours after the
but
dinner.
what about Charles and Henry? Henry literally tried to divorce Charles on.
But like we're
But, like,
assuming the best
they get,
scenario,
like,
so like
Henry's
before.
daughter
There's
is
no
like
best
his cousin, and they
scenario.
were like
The best
allies.
Okay, but
scenario
what's
is
that
that
got to do
Captain
with
Harry
Henry?
before he divorced his wife.
Wait,
Before.
because that's his kid. And Charles is his kid, but Charles's or Henry's daughter Mary is Charles's cousin.
What?
I feel like everyone's
So-
related.
Wait, hold on. I gotta say that.
Say that again.
So Henry married Catherine of Aragon,
Right.
who is his aunt. So
Right, and he
Catherine's
wanted to
daughter
divorce.
would be
Okay.
his cousin. So Mary and Charles are cousins, and
Uh-huh.
Mary is Henry's daughter.
But I feel like that's just like not their business.
I don't know. Back then, I feel like that was
It's
kind
so
of important.
indirect though, so it's like
They were like all
They're
like
basically
so,
not
like,
even
everybody's
related.
married to each other in some
Yeah, and
Yeah.
everyone was related.
Oh wow.
I'm sure you could find more relations on there. if you dug
Probably.
deeper.
Yeah, we have cousins and all that stuff. But like, I mean, they like really hated the French, so like that was a major. They could bond over that. That could be their dinner conversation. I think everyone at this table actually hated the French, except for John Calvin, who was French.
He was like Swiss, wasn't he?
Awkward. Huh?
Wasn't Calvin like Swiss?
I thought he was French.
No, Zwingli's Swiss.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he's
someone
Swiss.
else is
Reformation.
Swiss.
I think
But
he's French.
Calvin
Calvin
Geneva
founded
was
like
in Geneva for a while.
yeah, he
Wait.
founded like a cult in Geneva or something.
Yeah.
Because he was kicked out of France.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was kicked out of
Yeah.
France and he
They
went
all
to
hate the
Geneva and
French.
just ruled it for like his
So yeah,
entire
maybe
life.
he would turn on his home country and be like, I hate
Yeah.
the French with you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
It's
no
more
French people here,
convenient.
so they can say that.
Are we good now? Is this table okay?
Henry VIII
Yeah.
and Martin Luther are still like.
I know.
That's
Just
still
tell them
one
to, like,
issue.
Get over it.
There's gonna be
No.
men will be.
I think you could just switch Henry. And
What if we
Luther.
put five?
Because
Henry
Charles-
what if we put 5 people?
You
on
can't
it?
Charles
switch-
and Luther are on like kind of
No.
decent because
I thought they don't like
Charles saved Luther's life at a point in time.
Charles
But
Even
then
though
he
they
also
don't
Charles
like,
made the
condemned
Diet
him
of
to
Worms,
die.
He
though.
really didn't like him. He did save his
He
life.
saved
I don't
his
think
life.
he was
No,
cause
but then
problems.
he also like condemned him to die
Yeah.
at Edict of Diet of Worms. That's what he
What do you mean condemned? Like,
Like he said, oh, you're gonna go die now.
Yeah, like.
but at the same time, you
excommunicated
say
him
you
from-
did like,
Like,
you
he did
actually
save his life
saved my
once.
life. So it's
But,
just
like-
like conversation.
I feel
Guys,
like
how are
I
you?
feel like putting an imperial ban on
Like
you
they
as a
would be. I feel
person
like they'd be awkward next
worse
to each other
than,
because-
like,
and
saving
it's
your
like they
life.
would
Actual
start
life though,
being-
like I'm actually still here
Like,
because of you.
Hey, remember that
You
time
might
Frederick
say
got
something,
crazy?
but
No,
it,
he's here because of Frederick.
But at the same time, Charles could have let him die, be executed, but he didn't. He stopped it. He saved him.
That
But
was
then
once
he
though. What
told
about
him-
so
well,
that
yeah,
he's
after
still
that?
alive.
What
I got to
about-
live a couple days.
What about the second time when Luther was actually gonna die? And Frederick was the one who
Got you
helped him
there.
out there.
Maybe Frederick just got to it before Charles could.
Yeah, but at the same
Charles
time, it's just
started
like,
the Diet of Worms.
I just know
though.
you saved my life at a point in time.
He
Like,
was
just be
there.
like, hi.
He
How are
was
you?
the guy who did the thing.
Yeah,
You know?
he was the guy.
Yeah.
Say no.
It was him and Leo, I think, who like told Martin Luther that he was done.
Yeah.
And then
Alright.
Frederick stepped in and was
Honestly,
like, you can hide,
I feel like
hide
if you
whatever
do this
country
anymore,
you're
I'm gonna cry.
Okay, so we're all fine with Henry and Luther sitting together.
I am not.
No,
No.
not really. But what are we gonna do then?
Okay, I feel like
just needs,
it's
like,
less
his
of
own,
a
like,
problem than
kids.
We
some
have like
some other
40
things.
more minutes that we're still supposed to be talking for. So
Oh.
we have plenty of
Right.
We're supposed
time.
to talk for the whole country.
No, we're supposed to have like 30 minutes.
I
No,
have
no
Luther,
way. I'm
and
not
then
talking
Frederick,
about-
Pretty sure you said these
and
guys.
then more Henry Charles.
More and Thomas can't sit next to you. Thomas and Henry can't.
I think they can.
Yeah,
I think they can.
I think they
No.
can.
I think they can.
They have the
No,
same-
Okay,
absolutely
everyone-
not.
Technically, he's
Okay.
still kind of Catholic.
Who is everyone who believes that Moore and Henry could sit next to each other? Raise your hand. That is
If you can't have Henry and Martin together, you can have Henry and Thomas.
Exactly.
But they
Yeah.
killed each other.
Yeah, that's they
No,
were
okay,
friends
this
way
agreement
before
explicitly
that.
stated, don't
Yeah,
put
you
anyone who
can't
killed
have
each other.
people who killed each other
If
next
we
to each
had
other.
that,
So
I
we
think
can have Henry
Mr.
and Martin
Rios would
together. They
immediately
didn't
fail
kill each
us.
other.
Yes.
I concur.
Yeah, but like there's still
Henry-
beef. There could be a better spot.
Henry didn't try to
Is
kill
there-
Martin Luther, at least. He like didn't like him that much, but he didn't like assassinate him.
Henry directly
Low bar.
ordered Thomas More to be executed. So like, I just
Yeah.
don't see how
And like you
Well,
definitely
also,
ever sit next to
you
When
each
he
other.
died, he
But they-
said that.
Well, I think we agree that they shouldn't sit next to each other, but where should we move one of them?
I think it's better.
just keep it how it is. Like I think it's fine that they're sitting next to each other. They might beef a bit, but they're fine.
Because they're both part of the
flip
Protestant.
these?
Yeah, they're both Protestants. They're just like, hey,
They can
you're
gossip
a
about
Protestant.
the Pope.
Yeah.
We don't like the Pope.
We could.
Because he's
They sit
Catholic.
Martin Luther next to John
Oh wait, Henry
Calvin,
wasn't
like,
Catholic.
directly
Never mind,
next
scratch
to
that.
No, Zwingli
wasn't
wasn't
Catholic?
Catholic.
No, it was.
Like half these people
He
weren't
was.
Catholic.
I thought he
Really?
was.
was.
Oh wait, he
No.
created
He was a
like
Protestant.
this.
He was.
I lied.
He did
I thought he was.
Anabaptism.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he was the
Okay.
Jesuit.
So
No.
could we switch?
No,
these?
Jesuit
No,
was.
Jesuit
I think we
was-
could.
Yeah. We could switch. Okay.
Because
But
Frederick's
then
not
also,
very.
Zwingli said like he felt
not
bad
problematic. He's
for
not
Henry not
aggressive
getting his
with
marriage annulled, so he
Oh,
has like
yeah,
has
that's
some
good. They
like.
can talk about that.
I think like, dang, that sucks, bro. Like, yeah.
Okay, yeah, and then Frederick serves as a
Buffer.
buffer
That's good.
between Clement and Martin Luther, and
Okay,
then
wait, I think we actually just
Yeah.
have something.
We did it.
Yeah.
did we solve
This is
it?
not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
say it out loud just so everyone can think about it. So on the left side of the table we have Leo. Then to the left of Leo we have Thomas More, Loyola, Charles, Henry, and then on the other side of the table we have Zwingli, and then we have John Calvin, Martin Luther, Frederick of Saxony, and Clement VII. Does anyone see any obvious problems or agreements?
Any opinions you want to share?
Are we all in agreement
Yes.
with this table?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
feel like
okay.
we figured it out.
Because I mean, although Henry's not at the head of the table, we'll just deal with
You can
it.
just suck it
it's
up.
not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Like, this
Or
is the least argument.
we could kind
I
of
feel like.
shift everyone over one.
Nope,
just
it's
so he
fine.
can be at
Oh
the
wait,
top.
you could.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
like,
that's
like,
true.
that doesn't wreck anything.
Well,
and
that
this
wouldn't
guy
change
isn't
any
really
of the
gonna care about
placements.
being at the
But
head
I
of
feel
the
like
table.
Yeah.
it's better to like not have him at the head because I want to damage his ego. Like
Doesn't that make him mad though? Then he'd be like, oh, I'm not the head of the table.
But he doesn't know he was originally at the head of the table.
Yeah.
We're just sending out the
It's
invitations.
like planning.
Yeah, yeah.
As far as he knows,
Maybe he feels
Henry was always-
disrespected though and decides to get in arguments.
Who's he gonna argue with? The emperor?
All of them.
everyone in favor of shifting it over one so Henry can be
No.
at the front of the
Just
table.
shift it one. It's not
Yeah,
gonna change
I don't
anything.
agree.
Because Clement
Clement
wasn't.
wasn't-
will be at the head.
Clement wasn't
Clement
that.
doesn't.
Clement was also
what?
a pope,
That's
so he's
fine.
important.
But he
He's
didn't
not
do
gonna
much.
engage in such
Like,
a-
Not as
Oh,
much
you're
as
right.
Leo.
He didn't-
Clement's Loki a fraud.
Like he didn't do. He's like all name.
But like he's
I'll
still the
talk.
pope, so
Okay.
like just let him be.
But Clement was also a pope.
But he didn't.
Yeah,
so
he
they-
didn't do as much as
But
Pope
he-
Leo.
But
in
understand
name,
each
I
other.
get
He
it.
didn't
Our
under.
name.
But like, why are you at the head of the table if you're just a name?
Well,
That's
do you
not
think
fair.
Leo deserves to be at the head of the table
Yeah.
more than Henry?
Yeah.
He was a big pope.
And Pope Leo was the last pope who had unchallenged power.
Yes, that's
true.
why I
okay.
put him at the head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he can
Alright.
stand.
Okay, no.
Okay,
So do you
So
understand?
we're good?
so this is our final.
Or we can move everyone and then just switch Clement and Leo.
What?
Huh?
What?
How should we do
We're
that?
gonna
Oh,
do
yeah.
that.
Actually, yeah, that would be,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good idea, actually.
Okay, I just blessed you all up.
Don't even. We're gonna move it back.
Okay.
Wait, so why are we moving?
Wait,
But
wait.
Clement
wait,
said
wait.
that.
At the head of
I
the
think you
table.
understand.
Yeah, and then now
No,
shift
shift
them all
everyone to
Shift
the-
everyone one.
So
and
Leo's
then-
one.
Okay.
But keep Leo as
So like,
the head.
Okay.
So Clement would jump 2
I
spaces.
was gonna do that. It's a lot of circles to move.
Okay.
Just make a second.
Do you need help?
No. Can't move 2 circles at once.
Well,
Well,
I'll
what if
remind
you
you
like
that
on the
10
computer
minutes
you
when
like
you finish
held
doing
them all? You could do that.
I don't think that works.
You can like put a box around them and move.
But then that would.
it would still be a little off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would be
They would maintain
easier.
their original positions. They just move around
It's
and
not moving circles.
You're
guys.
doing a
I can
great
do it.
job, Grace.
I know. I'm getting better.
We
at
should
it.
have recorded the screen.
We can just take a picture of it after.
Yeah.
No, I know, but he's gonna have no idea what we're talking about.
Guess we gotta keep
We were
this.
talking
We
about it.
stayed in between where they were.
Okay, okay.
So.
I mean, I feel like as long as
He's gonna stop listening after 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because we stated what it was at the beginning, and then when we changed it a lot, we said it again. When we changed it again, we said it again. Like
If you're keeping track, you'll understand.
And I feel like as long as he has the final product.
So can
he's-
Clement and Thomas More sit next to each other?
Yeah, because
Is that
Thomas
fair?
Bohr actually was kind of like on
Okay.
Clement's side because he didn't say Henry was the head of the church. So
Okay.
technically, to him, the Pope was still the head of the church, and Clement was the Pope at the time.
Got it.
Yes, like,
That's-
wanna
that's
repeat
really
it-
smart.
Repeat it one more time. So. he's-
So okay, so Thomas More kind of stuck by Clement over Henry because he refused to say Henry was the head of the church, meaning that to him the head of the church was Clement, who was the Pope at the time. Okay. Are we all happy with this as our table?
Questions, comments, any comments you'd like to make?
do we have to
Is the-
restate the
David,
table?
do you
I
agree?
will in a second.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
Are there 2 pairs that you guys really are like, man, those are good matches?
Martin
being the
Luther and
head.
Frederick.
Leo being the head.
We're not talking to you.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Okay.
Martin Luther and Frederick.
What's your opinion on Henry's ego?
You think he would
Do
be
you think he deserves to be at the
Yeah,
head?
do you think Henry
He
should be at
was-
the head?
Yeah,
Why?
because it's gonna create problems if he's not.
Okay. Yes.
All right.
Yes,
Okay.
great,
Okay.
great.
We all good?
I think it's not that deep.
Yeah.
Okay, but Henry thinks it's that deep.
How would you know that?
Because just his personality by the wars he's caused and stuff.
Okay.
He's
So we're all in
powerful.
agreement. We're ready to send out the dinner party invitations.
I think
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
make him
So-
up.
Yes. Okay. So when they receive their invitations, Leo will find himself at the head of the table. To his left will be Clement the Seventh, then Thomas More, then Ignatius of Loyola, then Charles V, then Henry VIII, then Zwingli, John Calvin, Martin Luther, and Frederick of Saxony. And they will have a lovely time at our Reformation dinner party.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
That's a wrap.
Good job, guys. Podcast 2 is done. Wait, yeah, take a picture of it.